And there we go. We'll go ahead and start up today's stream. Things a little different today. We're taking a break from the image we've currently been working on. And I'm going to do something a little different. For those of you that may not know, today marks the 80th anniversary of the Railway series, which is the book series that introduced the world to Thomas the Tank Engine. So I figure, why don't we go ahead and just do an art of that. Not necessarily Thomas, but of someone from the series. And it's funny that you would have mentioned practical effects and models and things like that. Because we're going to be base this off the model seasons of Thomas the Tank Engine. And as you can see, all the music today is going to be provided by Luke Pickman. He did a Island of Sodor series of music from the show. Did a lot of he took a lot of the themes and everything that you hear in the show and just reorchestrated them. So that's the music for today. And today I'm going to be drawing probably my first favorite engine from the show, and that's Henry here. I've got this nice reference image of Henry right here, but I've also got my HO scale model of Henry sitting right next to me from Bachmann. I got a few years ago. So let's just go ahead and move some things around here. And we're actually going to have Henry go in the other direction. So actually, not a lot to really change, just from a simple swap here, but a couple of details we'll have to pay attention to when we come around to them. Yes, that's true. As the book said, there once was an engine who was afraid of few drops of rain. He went into a tunnel and refused to come out again. That's how the book starts. That's how the story starts. And Henry, for those that may not know, believe is a Stanier Black 5 engine. Most of the characters in the Railway series are based off of real-life, real-made engines. Man, that's really gonna be throwing me off, is just having a square. You know, let's start with the running plate, I guess. That'll give us an idea of how long we want to make him. Probably make most things fit within these parameters here. Let's see, that goes. Yeah, the footplate basically goes about the same length as that, so pull that back like that. There we go. Let's see here. We've got a highlighted message here. Let's see, do you know that before the wider use, the injection molding HO? Well, that's interesting. And as far as a Union Pacific Big Boy or the Canadian Pacific, I do believe in the CGI Thomas series, there was either a Union Pacific Big Boy or an Allegheny that was featured on like a small little segment of the CGI series. I believe his name was Sam. Henry failed prototype that got reworked. Well, if you want to go into the deep lore, if you want to go into the reasonings and everything, Henry, not necessarily a failed prototype. He was actually stolen plans for Atlantic, is how it goes. Stolen plans from Sir Nigel Gresley. Which is kind of explained, which explains why Henry was sick in a few of the episodes and some of the books. That the plants he was made of were stolen. Actually, that would be hidden underneath. Well, maybe not necessarily, but let me look at the model here. If we're going at that angle, yeah, that would actually, no, that would be peeking out. Right behind the buffer there. And also we'll see if the music will continue on to the next album, or if I have to change that manually. I'm playing a dangerous game to install one layer here. We'll call this layer running plate and buffer beams. That's what we'll do. So yeah, still on the running plate here. Terrence's music is probably one of my favorite songs from the show. Terrence was probably my favorite non-engine character. And then we'll put the lamp brackets in. That's what these three pegs on the front of the engines are, the lamp brackets. And depending on where the lamps are, I believe indicates what the engine is running, I believe is what they are, because there's there are three brackets in the front. Left, right, and center. And then the vacuum tube is actually here on the right. Oh, no, it did not carry on to the next one. So let me go ahead. Where'd that jump to? Okay, that jumped to the next album. So let's just go up here. Since it's going to go down, we'll just start here at the top of the list. Oh, thank you for the tier 2 sub there, James, for 34 months. Hokey smokes. Hope you're enjoying the channel. Let's go ahead and get the boiler. Essentially the main body of the engine. We'll make a detail layer here too. We'll put the boiler braces right here. And actually I should probably like redo the vacuum tubing and things like that on this layer, but it's fine. And we're actually, like I said, we're working on the boiler. The front black portion, that's the smoke box. So we'll do that on its own separate layer, since we'll kind of work the head in on that. Man, also this year is like a hell of a year for anniversaries. You've got Thomas and his 80th anniversary. We've got Godzilla on his 70th anniversary this year. There's something else celebrating 70 years this year too. I can't recall off the top of my head what it is. But something else is celebrating 70 years as well. And let's see, that would actually be rounded out right about here. Because this back portion here is actually his smoke box. Why, yes, I am drawing Henry. As stated at the beginning of the stream, today marks the 80th anniversary of the Railway series, which was the book series written by the Reverend W. Awdry that introduced Thomas to the world. Because the stories were initially stories that Awdry told to his son Christopher, I believe when he was sick with the measles in 1942, I want to say. I'm not liking that. Yes, Ringo was the original narrator for the series, yes. He only did the first season, which was then followed by George Carlin for the US dub. And the interesting thing, I should say, about George Carlin is that the reason he took the job was it just kind of to do something different than what he was known for. You know, obviously with his comedy sketch, you know, with his brand of comedy, he wanted to do something a little different. At that point, you know, something else, you know, just something else other than his normal comedy routine. When he was approached by Britt Allcroft to do the narration. But the thing about Carlin, though, was he really couldn't get it down. he really couldn't get it down properly. He needed to read to someone. So in his recording booth, he had a little teddy bear, which when he left the show, he gave to Britt, and of course that little teddy bear was named George, and she kept that basically all throughout her tenure on the show. When she was involved with it. Okay, actually looks better just that little making that. He was originally called the Fat Controller in the original books and the original dubs he's always been called the Fat Controller in the English dubs, and basically I'm pretty sure every language except the American dubs, because I'm pretty sure the companies that bought the rights to publish the show here in the U.S. probably said, "Oh, we don't want him being called the Fat Controller." But I mean, the last name of the family has always been Topple. This is the boy. This is the smoke box. Yes. I'm sorry. This one's a firebox in the back. Smoke box is in the front. Alright, and then we extend the smoke box out a bit. Now, originally in the books, Henry was blue, similar to Gordon. Well, it really actually depended on the artist. The book series went through, I want to say, a total of 3 different artists before it settled on the one singular artist that kind of gave the series its signature look. And one of the artists made Henry and Gordon blue, and basically, since they were both big 460, well, not necessarily. Since they were both big tender engines, they're really hard to tell the two apart. And one of the ways you could tell Henry apart is because he had a little brass lining on the top of his funnel. And then on the detail layer, we'll put the splashers down here. But yeah, like many people, obviously, this show was, my introduction to to the world of trains, basically. I mean, that splash only goes about half. Okay. I mean, I got the toys. Well, let's go back on those, actually. I got a few toys when I was a kid from the show and things like that when Shining Time Station was on, which was the show that the model series aired during. I might make the firebox a little bit bigger. Actually, I do need to push the firebox. Actually, no, we'll move the running plate back after this. because that splasher basically cuts off where the firebox begins. Yes, James being tortured on the turntable. That's what song this is. You know what? I'll extend this back. Because that was the thing about Henry, is that his firebox was small. That's why he was quote-unquote sick. Now, part of that, though, was because Audrey really didn't like how the different, like the initial artist drew Henry. And since, like, that was the one engine that just wasn't looking right, Audrey was, you know, thinking of just writing Henry off, basically killing him off. But I believe when the story, the sad story of Henry came out, where he was locked up in that actually, you know what? Let's pull that back to about here. Or he was locked up in that in that tunnel. You know, he had children writing in, you know, wondering if Henry was going to get out. How's he doing? So, you know, Audrey thought it over and then, you know, gave Henry his redemption arc, sort of thing. No, that wasn't it. That's why he had the, but that's, well, no, that's where he wrote about the accident. Like, gave him the idea for the accident to change the shape. So, because of how misdrawn Henry was the reason why all the engines were based off a real engine. Actually, if I'm remembering this correctly. Stephen Fry? No, I don't think he was a narrator. We had Alec Baldwin narrating for a season, and that was the season after the movie he was in, Thomas and the Magic Railroad, which Thomas's first theatrical release, first theatrical flop, more or less. And that's also when Britt Allcraft left the show. She kind of left after that film, kind of floundered. And, what do you think? And then, yeah, like I said, Baldwin narrated the show for that season afterwards. And then, believe it or not, there is a season of Pierce Brosnan narrating the show, but it never aired. I think there might be a few audios released of that, but never a full episode of Brosnan's narration of the show, of the stories. Now, as far as who's the best narrator, honestly, for me, I did enjoy some of Carlin's narration, but there are just some episodes and some stories I think Ringo did better. One example is being a cow on the line. And it literally comes down to how they each did the cow. I'm not liking that. We have to work on that cab top here. But when the cow kind of confronts the two, Gordon and Henry on the line, just the way Ringo makes this cow sound so sad that she's lost her calf, moo, as opposed to Carlin's more realistic moo. I just think Ringo did a better delivery for that. Just moo, the sad cow. But I did enjoy Carlin's accents and voices he did for a lot of the other characters, especially like the Scottish twins Donald and Douglas. He definitely got the Scottish accents down better than Ringo Starr did. Oh yeah, I've got like a whole 45-minute video of Carlin interspliced between his storytellings and his comedy routines. Yeah, I've got like a whole 45-minute thing of that I really would like to splice up and just shitpost with. It's amazing just because I don't know if it's from one of his comedy specials that they're getting these Carlin readings from, but like the cadence is very close, very similar to how he reads the stories. It's phenomenal. I'll get some detail in here, like the it does. Oh no, it doesn't. And he's got 3 stripes, basically between the splashers. No, not between splashers. And then he's got a rail along the side here. Oh, speaking of Henry, here we go. Now, if you want to know some terminology, the wheels we're working on right now here in the front, it's called the pony truck. Don't know why it is, but it just is. This is the pony truck here. Actually, one thing I probably should do, put some rails down. Alright, we'll work with that. And obviously the big wheels in the center, obviously those are the main drive wheels. And then if Henry had wheels in the back under the cab, those are the I'm blanking now on those. Not buffer, because that's up here in the top. That's what these black parts are. It's the buffer. Bogey wheels. Yeah, that's it. Or at least that's what they're called on the on English for the English terminology. They might have different terminology here for US engines. Yep. Maybe I should have seen if Train Engineer would have wanted to have joined for the stream. Have our resident engineer, our resident trainman, along for the stream. Move that forward a little bit. Now that is, yes. Well, it all depends on the engine's length. Like, Gordon's got bogies, and he's I believe an Atlantic 4? He's the same model as the Scotsman is. I know that much. I think that's an Atlantic. Wow, that picture's really messed with my head. Because it looks like this driving wheel is actually smaller than this one. Or like pushed in a little bit, but it's not. It's just messed with my head with that weird perspective, I guess. Oh well. Almost looks like he should probably have some bogey wheels. Yep, Atlantic is a 442, yeah. So yeah, Gordon is an Atlantic, like I said. I think he's... I forget the full model, but I think it's Atlantic something 3. Because, like I said, that's whatever the model Scotsman is, and there's another Atlantic, the next model down from him. And that's what I believe, like, engines like the Eisenhower are. Which are more like a streamlined look. Like, you know, Gordon looks very similar to Henry here, although only he's got, you know, bogey wheels. I think they're actually under his cab. But then the next line of Atlantics are very streamlined looking, like that. That's that there. Okay, it almost actually looks like... There's the cab. Oh, I didn't put the smoke box in the smoke box layer, did I? No, I didn't. Oh shit, the fat controller's here. We're all fucked. Well, let's just get the connecting arms on here real quick. There's just a lot of motion that goes on in the connecting arms. You know what? We'll put the weights. We'll just put the engine weights, the wheel weights here. Now, something else interesting that might not know is that the, you know, these kind of like half moon, these little half circle parts on at least a steam engine's wheels are engine weights, are wheel weights, and those help, you know, as the wheel goes around with centrifugal force. Now, we've got them set one direction on one side of the engine. On the other side of the engine, they are offset, I believe, by 45 degrees from each other. And that offset, again, okay, Gordon is a Pacific, okay. Anyway, those weights, I believe, are, like I said, I believe they're 45 degrees off from each other. And that's so, like, if an engine stops, you know, they're not, like 180 degrees from each other. That way, it's like, if the weight stops on the bottom, then that means on the other side, they'd be at the top. And you really can't get any rocking to get them to throw each other out. Or if they stop directly on the sides, you know, it just helps with the motion. Okay, 90 degrees, okay. I know they're not full 180 from each other. I mean, obviously, when you're, you know, working on a model, it really doesn't matter that much. But on the actual engine, yes, it does matter, because the weight does matter with the throw and movement. All right. Your fireboxes make you look a lot longer than you should be, Henry. Holy shit. I'll give you that, buddy. Okay, first off. Where's that? I'll get rid of this here. There we go. And the running plate. Try that again. Actually, what if I grab just from here? I mean, it looked better at about that size there, but that doesn't leave any room for his smoke box then. Yeah. Again, I am also just like skewing the perspective to a little bit. Because with the smoke box at this size, his face would be more like that, whereas with this, we get more of the front of his nose, or of his front. Like with here, we'd have these two eyes. On this one, it'd be more like that. But like I said, the size of the smoke box, the firebox, is what's throwing things off right now. And yet, actually, this middle part here is actually bigger than the others. So that's actually right. So I guess shrinking down this firebox is what we need to do, but I'm also going to give my wrist a quick break here, so we'll be back in just a few minutes.
Dear viewer, we'll be back after these messages. Who wrote this stuff?
Get ready for thrilling action when evil unmen battle Swamp Thing. Who can stop them from destroying the Earth?
Swamp Thing!
Watch them turn into evil unmen to battle Snare Arm Swamp Thing.
You're no match for my mighty Snare Arm! But I am!
Is he doomed?
No, now I'm a different Swamp Thing! I'm BioGlow! The Earth is safe!
BioGlow and Snare Arm, each sold separately. Swamp Thing, guardian of the Earth.
My oven lets me watch cakes baking. My oven's the watch it bake oven, you see. I bake cakes and fudge and pizza too. No other oven lets me peek right through. What should we make next? We want ice cream! Slushies too! Coming right up! Real ice cream and slushies. With a 3-minute ice cream maker, it's fun!
Ice and salt, milk and mix, and 3 minutes later,
Real ice cream!
watch it bake oven and 3-minute ice cream maker, each sold separately from Tyco.
Okay, next question. When peeling back the lid of a Jell-O pudding snack, you
Throw it away.
lick it. Okay, what one word best describes a Jell-O pudding snack?
Tasty.
Sorry, the answer is squishy. Final question now. To get the last bit of your Jell-O pudding snack, the proper utensil is...
Spoon.
Cool, creamy Jell-O pudding snacks.
The Shredder comes out with a furious attack. Michelangelo fires back with a left and a right, and you're in control. Now he's really kicking some shell. Oh, what a shot! Dueling Dudes, a game of skill and action, part of the Team Turtle collection.
The Babysitter's Club dolls are just for you. She watches Karen. They like to play. Softball's one of their favorite games. She likes to draw. When she babysits Jenny, they have a ball. The Babysitter's Club dolls with accessories, each sold separately.
Fox just let the cat out of the bag. And this new sensation is the cat's meow. Be sure to watch Eat the Cat coming up next on Fox.
And now back to our regular program. Great writing.
There we go. Alright, anyway. Oh shit, what layer is all that? That's on that layer. So let's just have a look here. Kind of have my model in hand here. Yeah, it does end up peeking out. In that dome here. Oh, you know what? I think that's part of the issue, is that it basically forms from this portion of the boiler too, though. Get rid of this. Oh, Harold, I recognize your music anywhere. Helicopter's so far up his own blades. At times. Oh, hello there. Got ourselves a raid. Well, welcome, welcome. Take it we were just searching the Thomas tag to see who was out and about. You're just lazy. You're just lazy, Henry. Do some real work. Stop eating all the coal. You're taking it all from us. I think with that we can pull his cab forward. Or maybe just Just brute force it around a little bit, like that. Maybe if I exaggerate his wheels a little bit, that'll help out. A bit of a remix. This is, down as you see down in the left-hand corner, is by the artist Luke Pickman. He basically took the originals. He basically took all the songs from the series and just orchestrated them. A little bit of remixing here and there with some of the songs to kind of fill them out a little bit. I think if I just, I'll cheat and just make his wheels bigger. I think the pony truck wheels are good. It's the driving wheels that need changing. We're just gonna get rid of this whole section for now. If you ask me, I think Donald and Douglas need a little more bagpipe in their music, though. So, Flora, what kind of stream do you run that you're gracing our presence with? Or from, I should say. Oh, this greasy, oily bastard. I will say, going back to the narration topic, I think Ringo did a lot better job making Diesel just seem like sludge with his voice than Carlin did. Yes, Mayhem, trans. Okay, I think just making his wheels bigger helped with that. It still seems way too open down here, though. But, like, Henry does just have like a ridiculous amount of dead space under his cabin firebox, though. It's weird. Then again, the model we're looking at up here might actually give him a smaller firebox, because, like... No, we're not boarding. No, we're not going to be boarding Henry up in the tunnel. This is new shape Henry. Oh, yeah, it was basically like Henry's first episode, more or less. I think it was, I think that story happened like one of the first, I think it happened in the first book, the 3 railway engines. But yes, it was a very real thing that happened to Henry. I mean, hell, I can go get the book right now if I wanted to. I got it upstairs. I think another thing that's thrown me off too, actually. Actually, you know what? I think all the wheels I actually do need to be moved back a bit. Because while these front wheels are probably decently placed, move those back there. The rest of the wheels on his pony truck do actually go back behind the piston box. So his wheels are actually more like that. Oh, thank you for the sub there, Pretzel Bomber. 36 months. Hope it's been worth something for you. Yeah, I've got him on the rails. Okay. That's a good way of looking at Henry's new shape as he's reformed. Ooh, wait, where do I have the splashers? Are they on a detail layer? Yeah, they are on a detail layer. That's fine. So that actually helps out. Yeah, moving those wheels back actually did help out a lot. And I think if I move the splashers back a little bit, there. Level this. I mean, I'm not really beepling this. I'm going off the model I got in front of me here. Oh, Luke, you are taking us off script here. Let's see, Henry, yada yada. Oh, no, there we are. Okay, now we're on volume 5 here. Okay. I don't remember hearing this song, that's all. Well, if we... Yeah, no, well... Yeah, that would be something. That's what we've got here. It's basically just... basically that. Where are you hiding? Well, it doesn't matter. Get that safety valve up there. It's kind of funny, at the beginning of the year, sent a message to a buddy of mine, and I was like, hey, you know, what are you doing on this weekend? And he was like, oh, nothing. Why? And I asked him, well, are you autistic enough to want to go to the train show this weekend? And he's like, yeah, I think I'm that autistic. That's how you know who your friends are. That big arm feeds into this little cross here. And I do want to say earlier about something earlier, Samurai, that when you correct me on quartering, the reason I was saying 45 degrees is because I knew it had something to do with quartering. I didn't know, I couldn't remember if that was a proper term or not, but I went with 45 degrees because I know 45 isn't a quarter of 380, but I knew they weren't directly across from each other in a 180 degree. But I didn't think they were 90 degrees either, though. Something about stupid math and brainhead was fighting me. We were, yes. I just talked about the weights on the driving wheels, yes, earlier. But no, If the BPL was the Isle of Sodor, Tex would not be an engine. He would be the drunk controller. Sir Texan Man. He would be the drunk controller. Let's at least get Henry's face on here. Although, actually, I don't know what book it is. You know what? Give me a couple of minutes here. I'm gonna go look through my books real quick.
After these men, do my own stunts.
Let's go racing! It's Super Mario Kart Funny Car Madness! Only on Super NES! Turn the track into a giant mud pit! Or burn rubber on ice, wood, or asphalt! Mix it up with the big boys! See Bowser in his Bigfoot dropping truck! See Yoshi's go-kart really go! Mushrooms, banana peels, turtle shells! Dynamite! Check your rear view and make him eat dust! Or go into battle mode and ruin his day! 2 speed! Fast and way too fast! It's 2-player fun on the split screen! Only for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System! Now you're playing with power, super power!
There are lots of teddy bears, but only one Teddy Ruxpin.
Hi, my name is Teddy Ruxpin.
Hi, Teddy.
Your friend is what I'd like to
He's
be.
alive. How does he do that? He's a magic bear.
One day, we found an old treasure map. The treasure was supposed to be
My friend Teddy Ruxpin.
Teddy Ruxpin comes with storybook and cassette. Other stories sold separately, batteries not included.
All I wanted was a big bowl of Kellogg's Cinnamon Mini Buns. But is this my last swirl of sweet cinnamon?
Maybe not.
Save some for me, Jimmy!
There's a cyclone of cinnamon in every bowl of Kellogg's Cinnamon Mini Buns, part of this complete breakfast.
Glad you could drop in, CB.
Don't just sit there. Pass the milk.
How do you cure boredom? With board games! Mini Clue Jr. out of control and sorry. Free on specially marked boxes of Kellogg's Cinnamon Mini Buns.
The Toon's looniness is at stake,
No more silliness.
so they take it to Congress.
Bill a Boston.
Watch an all-new Tiny Toon Adventures tomorrow on Fox.
There's no need to be frightened. It's only little Dracula. He doesn't frighten Igor, the brains of the family, or his friends like Deadwood. And he certainly doesn't frighten his enemies like Garlic Man. So don't be afraid of little Dracula. He's looking for fun, just like you. Little Dracula from DreamWorks.
Now back to our program. Sheesh, don't get bent out of shape.
Here we go. I actually found the image I wanted. It is from Railway Series number 23, Enterprising Engines. The story is Super Rescue. Basically, they're two stuck-up asshole diesels, and each gets stuck on the line, and Henry's got to rescue them both. He ends up just basically pushing and pulling both their trains from the center, completely shaming the two diesel engines. So, and he's got this really badass. He's got a really badass look on his face here. They're true with. Let me see if I can't pull an image up for you real quick. Let's see here. Enterprising Engines. Yada yada yada. See if I can't get page 26 here. No, unfortunately I can't find image of his face, but let me just do my best to kind of recreate it roughly here before we end the stream. try and keep the model shape though. I always like the breakdown train music. Hey Diggs, look at you subscribe for 38 months. My nose is a bit big, I'm telling you that right now. Let's drop that. Now, since we're coming up on time, let's go ahead and do this real quick here. Grab all that, toss that in that folder there. That's way too big. Let's go ahead and give Henry a quick coat of paint. It's beautiful green coat and red stripes. And you know what? Let's go ahead. Give him that brass rig on his boiler, on the smoke box, or the funnel here. From those early days. And there we go. Pretty much gonna be calling it there for now. As always, thanks for joining me here on the Art Stream. Like I said, I won't be here on Saturday, so you guys have a good rest of your week and the rest of the weekend, and I will catch you all next week. Take it easy, everybody.